Yeah, at this point it's just a matter of tightening it, but if we step back, so it does look pretty good. You can still see the blue a little bit, but in my opinion, it looks a lot better. What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be installing some additional parts on a part that I already installed before. So if you guys saw in one of my other videos, I installed the BMS Elite Air Intake on the BMW 435. The air intake sounds great and it works really well, but I wanted to install some additional parts, mainly like heat shields and stuff like that. One for the look, and then also it's starting to get hot outside, summer's coming, so I just want to make sure I'm not soaking up any really hot air from the engine bay. So to that, guys, I'm actually going to be reinstalling part of the old air intake, and then also this aftermarket universal heat shield. This is actually meant to go over like a cone filter. But yeah, anyways, guys, stick around and I'll show you what it looks like. Really quickly before we get started, just want to say, if you guys aren't already, hit that subscribe button. I make videos pretty often about the BMW 435. I'm also getting another car, so definitely stay tuned for that. Also hit the notification bell, basically let you know whenever I upload a new video, because it's becoming sort of random at this point. Anyways, let's just jump into it. We're just going to go to the engine bay because that's where most of the action is going to happen, so let's go there, guys. All right, so here's the engine bay. If you guys didn't see my other video that I was mentioning before, here's the air intake. So again, this one's aluminum. It looks really good, but right now, if you can see, it is super dirty from all this pollen everywhere, as well as the rest of the engine bay. So I'm gonna actually give it like a quick clean. But yeah, so here's the air intake. It has this blue cone over here. So when I first installed the air intake, I actually removed the air box. So the air box is like two pieces. There's one piece that connects down to like this hose right over there, if you guys can see it. So it actually brings in air. I don't know exactly where the ducting is coming from. I'm assuming it's probably like somewhere around the grill, maybe like that right over there. I don't know. Somewhere though. But yeah, anyways, there's some ducting or something that brings air, and it brings it out from like this hose right over here, and then it connects to the air box. That's the bottom piece, which also connects over here, and then there's the top piece, which has the piping for the original air box. Again, that's all plastic. This one is aluminum. So a couple things. So I'm actually going to be reinstalling that piece, only the bottom piece, so it's going to act sort of like a heat shield for this cone right over here. And then I'm also going to be installing that aftermarket universal heat shield for the cone itself. So for a couple reasons. One, I'm not crazy about the blue. The car is white, has red interior. I kind of like the red accents, so I'm not really crazy about the blue in the engine bay right now. So the aftermarket heat shield should actually cover this up. It is just black. There are different options. If you guys want one just like it, there's different options. Like you can get carbon fiber, you can get red. I thought the red was a little too much, so I just wanted simple black. But if you guys do want to get one like it, I'll leave links down in the description below. But yeah, there's different styles, so definitely check them out. Get whatever suits your car. Again, I'm not crazy about the blue, so the black will cover that up, and I think it's gonna look pretty cool with the black aluminum piping over here. And then also, just sort of like a spoiler, I'm actually getting a black aluminum strut brace for the car as well. That should be coming in hopefully sometime next week. So I think with the glossy black aluminum intake, glossy black aluminum strut bar, and then this just being black, I think that should look pretty good, pretty clean. And yeah, maybe I'll throw in some red accents somewhere. But for the most part, I kind of just want like a clean look on this car. So let me show you guys what the bottom piece of the air intake, again, this is just like the OEM factory. I just removed it before to install this air intake, but I'm gonna reinstall it. Pretty stupid, I know, but still, just forget about all that. Let me show you what that looks like. So I kind of have it on the ground right now. It's just plastic, so I mean, it's not that big of a deal. This is what it looks like. Again, this is gonna connect to, you know, like the air ducting over there, somewhere behind the headlight, and then it's gonna move it over here. So the cone should sit like right over here, so it should protect from heat. Again, you know, the air from the ducting will come through, so there should hopefully be cold, clean air, and then straight into the cone. Again, I'm gonna have that aftermarket heat shield above it, so the only air that should be getting to the cone is coming through here, which again should be hopefully colder, cleaner air, not air that's just directly in the engine bay that's getting heated up and whatnot. So yeah, guys, that's gonna sit underneath the cone right over there, and then this aftermarket heat shield should sit above it, so that's sort of like a rough test fit. Of course, I will install it and show you guys all that, but just kind of give you an idea. But for now, let me clean out this engine bay because it looks really bad, and then yeah, let's start installing some of this stuff. I gave it a quick clean. Again, nothing crazy, literally just with like a rag and some normal house cleaner. This car needs a proper clean, but for now this does look better. Most of the pollen is gone with the engine bay open, and still so much pollen around and all these freaking trees. It keeps on getting dirty like right away, but this will do for now. So something else I forgot to mention about this piece over here is there's actually a whole bunch of like metal clips that go around it. So it's gonna sit like, you know, all around. The metal clips literally look like, let me make sure that doesn't fall. It looks like this. So this is basically to hold down the other piece of the air box. The reason why I took these off is since this isn't gonna clip onto anything, they're just gonna rattle around. So yeah, there's like 4 of them. So if I just left them on, they're literally just gonna keep on rattling anything like that. So I just took them off. Obviously I'm not going to use the top part of this air box, so that shouldn't matter. But yeah, just so it doesn't make noise while I'm driving around. If you guys want to do the same that I'm doing right now, I would definitely suggest also removing these clips. It's pretty easy to get off. I think they attach like I think it's this part right over here. So it attaches on this end. You basically just have to like move the clip like that on the airbox and then just like kind of bring it downwards. It's not too hard, just mess around with it, you'll get them out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna actually start installing some of this stuff. Again, I'm probably gonna start off with the bottom piece over here. I'm hoping I only have to remove the cone to be able to put that on. If I have to remove this whole thing, it might have to bleed into another day because I'm starting to run out of some daylight right now. So hopefully we can do this in time. Again, I'm gonna try removing the cone, installing that piece. Hopefully that works. If not, this is gonna have to bleed into tomorrow. But yeah, let's just take off the cone first and try it out. All right, so we're gonna get to installing the first piece, which again is the bottom piece over here. So it's not really gonna be a DIY, guys, but basically to take off this cone, all you have to do is just unscrew this here. So you're gonna loosen up the clamp and then it should be able to slide right off. So let's see if maybe I can do that with one hand. It should be pretty easy. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. Oh, not as easy as I thought. All right, let's try to remove this without the clamp falling down. All right, and just like that. While I actually have this off, I'm gonna take the opportunity and wipe this down a little bit, and then yeah, let's see. I'm really hoping I don't have to take this whole thing off to get that other piece on. So I don't know, I guess we'll see. All right, should be fine. Again, nothing too crazy, just a light clean. All right guys, so I didn't record it, but I did get this piece inside. I'll be honest, at first I tried to, but this thing was annoying to get in. So it is connected down there. So if you can see, it does connect. Let me see if I can get the camera down. So if you can see, I don't know if you can actually see too well, maybe like that. It does connect and it does feed in some cold air from there. So that, and then this over here is actually the only connection point. So I think that's enough to hold it in. It's not moving anywhere, so I think it's pretty in there. If you guys are installing these air intakes, definitely just keep this piece in from the get-go. I was kind of an idiot. I mean, you don't really need it. It probably does look better without it, but just to kind of use it as like a heat shield, I put it back in. Again, I did clean this up before a little bit. It's still super dirty, but this part is like really hard to clean. And then I also did take off those clips again, so that way when I'm driving, I don't hear any like metal rattling, which would probably drive me crazy. So yeah, that was annoying to get in, but I did get it in. Good part is I didn't have to take off this piping over here, which is pretty awesome. Again, it was really annoying. Probably would have been easier if I took this off, but I did not want to go through that. Taking off all the sensors, the hoses, and all that type of stuff just seemed super annoying. So now it's just a matter of putting on the aftermarket heat shield on the cone. Now let me show you that, guys. All right guys, so here's the cone from the air filter. Again, this is the BMS Elite Air Intake. I almost dropped the clamp right there. This is the cone from that air filter, and this is just an aftermarket universal heat shield. So this should fit, I believe it's 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch filters. So this one is 3.5, I believe. So to install this, all you need to do is you first need to take off the clamp. I need to be super careful, not drop this in the engine bay like an idiot. And then you basically put the heat shield over the cone like that. So it should stretch a little bit. So I think that should be fine. And then after that, you basically put the clamp back over the cone and the heat shield, basically holding them both together. So that's on, if you guys can see that right there. So that's how it basically holds on. One thing I will say is make sure you leave this screw over here somewhere that you can actually reach it, so when you want to tighten it and loosen it. So just look at like how the cone will actually sit in the engine bay and just make sure you can reach that. All right guys, so like I showed you, the heat shield is on. So now it's just a matter of sliding this over the piping, which let's see if I can do with one hand. Shouldn't be too hard. Just like that. So that is pretty much on. Again, leave this screw on the clamp so that you can actually reach it. Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of tightening it, but if we step back, so it does look pretty good. You can still see the blue a little bit, but in my opinion, it looks a lot better. Also, again, it's not just about the looks. This is a heat shield, so hopefully now there should be no hot air coming from over here. Really, the only source of air that should be coming is this over here. So if you guys remember, there's like an air duct over here that should be pulling in air from like, you know, like somewhere in the grill. I don't know, somewhere over there. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, basically only cold, clean air should be coming in over here, through over here, and then into the cone over here. So hopefully giving us a lot colder air. So yeah, again, I think it looks a lot better, and it should perform better as well. I wonder if it's going to make a difference in sound since it is a little more covered. But yeah, anyways, I should, before even thinking about that, I should probably tighten this first. All right, so so now everything's tightened. Again, if you guys want this, I will leave some links down in the description below. They do make them in like red and carbon fiber as well, and there's a whole bunch of other options too for like universal heat shields. But if you guys do want the same exact one that I use, links down in the description below. It's probably only like 20 bucks or so. Carbon fiber will obviously cost more. But right now I want to actually start up the car and see if the air intake sounds any different with all this stuff around it. Again, I don't know if it's going to help like conceal the sound of it. Hopefully not, because I actually love the way that this thing sounds. But yeah, let's do that right now. So let's start it up. So I did close the hood, by the way, so that way obviously, you know, if the hood's open you're gonna hear a lot more, but with it closed it should more so mimic the sound of you actually driving. So right now let's put it into sport mode, sport plus. I mean, I don't think it really makes a difference, sport plus or sport mode. Yeah, let's give it a couple revs and see what it sounds like. So it's warm outside, but I did give the car like a minute or two just to warm up a little bit. So let's rev it and see. Alright, so not sure how well this mic is picking up that sound, but you definitely still hear it. It might sound a little different, a little, you know, a little more quiet. Again, there's a lot more stuff like covering the cones, so I don't know if that really affects it. But personally, I can't hear a difference, so I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a lot more covering the cones, so I don't know if that really does affect it. I don't know. I personally can't tell a difference in the sound. This thing does sound amazing though. Honestly, my favorite mod on the car. Like just driving it and just like hearing it, like you can just hear the turbo sound. It sounds so freaking cool, man. If you guys don't have an air intake on your car already, definitely do it. The N55 on this 435 and on plenty other cars sounds so good. Like it sounds so like just like aggressive and growly, and then the air intake just brings out some like turbo noises, not some, honestly a lot of turbo noises, and it sounds amazing. So again, like I said, links down in the description below for the heat shield, and then also if you guys want this air intake, I will leave some links down in the description for that. I also did make a video installing this air intake and with some more like sound clips and stuff, so I'll also leave that link. But yeah, definitely check that out, because honestly, best mod I put on this car. And the air intake was only about like 270 bucks. So honestly, for the money, like you get a lot. You get more power, you get a lot more sound. You honestly can't go wrong. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done. So pretty easy install. And again, links for everything down in the description below. All right, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys found it entertaining. If you did, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Also guys, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned, many more videos to come. But anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.